Hey everybody, Jerome BFAM Cooking. You know what this is, another cooking episode. That's right, what are we doing? Today is something I had when I was a kid. I loved it then, I still love it now, but we're doing it a little bit different than what I used to have it. It's called shepherd's pie. Yeah, I'm not doing the one that has lamb in it. I like lamb personally, but the family doesn't, so I'm negating that. I'm gonna go with a different version of it. One with beef, one with veal, one with pork. Mix that all together, and it's a hamburger mix that you pick up in the store. I am going to add in some vegetables. Those vegetables are going to be corn. You're going to have some onion. We're going to have some celery. You're going to have some carrots. We're going to have some peas, and we are going to have some string beans in mine. The basic top. Now you can change that out and go with, instead of a smashed potato, traditional potato, I'm using Yukon Gold. You could go with, I don't know, maybe sweet potatoes. And you can mix out the meat and change it up. It changes names officially. I'm just going to call this the class thereof of, and I forgot what I was going to say. Class thereof of, shepherd's pie. Let's get into it. So we're going to make, the shepherd's pie. It is a lot of flavor in it. It's not the prettiest looking dish, but we're going to start with sauteed garlic. Next up, we're going to use our new olive oil here and add in and make some sauteed onions, along with a bunch of flavor there. The idea here is we're going to build flavor on top of flavor on top of flavor. This is the process. Yes, we're using nutmeg. Yes, we're using thyme. I like tomato powder and cumin at this stage, just to make the onions have a depth that you may not be used to. Right? It's all going to be combined into one gigantic meat layer of the shepherd's pie, but this is how I do it. Making sure that every time we cook something, we're cooking them individually to perfection, and then add in the proper level of salt so we don't oversalt something. And then we just continue to move forward with what we have, making those flavors. Now in the pan, we're going to get the celery, and we're going to get the, obviously, carrots, and cook those. Now, the problem is that you can't cook them with the meat because you need to make sure that the vegetables are done, and the vegetables take a little bit more time than the meat does, actually. So we're cooking everything separate, making sure we're not overcooking them, we're just cooking them. So let me add in some of the stuff that we need. We need more EVOO. I'm going to cook it with some Cabernet Sauvignon and some steak sauce and some caramelized fish sauce. That is to build umami all together into our dish. Again, we're going to be mixing that all together, so this is going to be perfect. We need to make a roux, so we need to thicken up some of the stuff that we have, and that's basically, an oil. I'm using butter in this case, and flour. That'll be mixed with our sauce that goes inside of the meat layer. In the meat layer, first off, we're still on the vegetable layer of the meat layer. All right, we're going to mix those all in the bowl. We're going to have, the stuff like peas, green beans, corn, the carrots and onions and garlic, all mixed together. Later, we'll fry up the meat and add that into one gigantic bowl, along with the sauce, the thicker sauce that we're going to use in the meat layer. Here we have the meat layer being cooked. I just cook it in a pan prior to, and the nice thing about that is that, again, you're not overcooking the meat. You're just cooking it slightly under, actually, with tomato paste. It's pork, beef, and veal with some thyme. This way you can remove some of that extra oil that you don't need in your shepherd's pie. Nice thing about this is that we're building a sauce, so we're going to reduce some beef stock down to 50% of whatever it is. So the reason why is if you're using store-bought stock, it's really not as thick as it should be or could be with flavor. And the way you can build more flavor is by reducing that. We've already had some wine in there, and when we combine all these things together, the meat, the vegetables, and this sauce, you really have a very flavorful dish. Well, this is more like a hash. The nice thing about shepherd's pie is it really could be built on leftovers. You could just have it and then make these leftovers and combine them. A lot of people do it after Thanksgiving. You take the turkey and you would make it with this, but this is a separate entity. And the nice thing is that you could freeze it at the end. If you put it all together, combine it into a dish, doesn't necessarily have to be your best pie dish, but you could put it in a pan that is, you can throw in the freezer real quick. And then you could just take it out for family meals, right? And cook it for probably an hour till it gets warm inside. One of the best cheeses for this dish, I think, is extra sharp cheddar cheese, New York style. We're going to mix the cheese with the potatoes, and this is the potato portion of the shepherd's pie, the topping as I like to call it. You're going to mix it with some color for some parsley. You're going to rice the potatoes, the Yukon Gold potatoes, which are nice and sweet, but everything needs to be grated or shredded, and potatoes themselves should be riced to make them nice and smooth with no lumps in it. All right, garlic, the basic things. You see the list. It's going to be delicious. You're trying to make a stiff mashed potato component for the topping. You don't want it. You want it to be dry, not watery. It should still have a lot of butter in it, a lot of cream in it. In this case, I have a lot of yogurt in it, and some flavor. All these things should taste great by themselves. Combine it, a lot of butter, and you're just gonna get it smashed because we're gonna recook it and try and brown the top. This is a great make-ahead meal. I hope you guys try it. I really loved it. My wife loves it. It's not her actual favorite, but it's mine because it's something that you can make for the family prior to, and you can save it. Freeze it over for like 30 days. Which is great. And then just throw it in the oven, and it's done. 350 until the center is nice and warm. You got a caramelized top. You can put some more cheese on there if you'd like I'm doing. Make-ahead meal. Now this is what a shepherd's pie should look like. It's complete. I'm doing a little decoration there with some parsley. You definitely can get, this serves somewhere between 6 and 8 people, right? Based on your needs, but it's definitely a filling meal, and it's complete. It has your vegetables, it has your potato, it has your meat. All you need on the side there is maybe some bread, but that's up to you if you really fill all the way up to the top. Enjoy shepherd's pie.